Ladies and gentlemen, you know exactly what I mean. Every time your alarm rings at 5 a.m. and you hit snooze, that's softness. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, that's weakness. Every time you let fear stop you from chasing what you want, that's you choosing to stay a loser. You weren't born soft. You were conditioned to be soft. You were spoon-fed lies your whole life. Take it easy. Self-care is skipping the gym. It's okay to be average. No, it's not okay. Nothing about being average is okay. You're meant to be exceptional. You're built for war, not weakness. Let me tell you something the world won't. Most people spend their lives desperately searching for comfort. They chase it like it's the ultimate reward: soft beds, easy jobs, warm food, and cozy feelings. But here's the brutal truth. Comfort is the most seductive lie you've ever been sold. It whispers in your ear and tells you to rest when you should be working. It convinces you to take it easy when you need to push harder. Comfort isn't just a distraction, it's a trap, a cage, a slow death disguised as a reward. Why do you think most people are broke, weak, depressed, anxious, and unfulfilled? It's because they've chosen comfort at the cost of growth. They've traded their future for momentary relief. They've accepted mediocrity because effort is uncomfortable. The gym hurts, discipline is tiring, work requires energy, so they avoid the pain and they rot in stillness. Let's be real, growth is not supposed to feel good. It's not warm, it's not relaxing, and it doesn't care how tired you are. Progress demands sacrifice. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. The moment life starts to get easy is the moment you've stopped evolving. If your days are filled with nothing but ease, then you are either stagnant or declining. No one improves by accident. Comfort is where dreams go to die. You had ambitions once, maybe to be wealthy, successful, respected, admired, but then life got hard and you found comfort. You convinced yourself that it was enough to get by. You told yourself that as long as the bills were paid and you had a roof over your head, you were doing okay. That's how the world breaks strong men, not through violence or war, but through soft living and small thinking. Discomfort is the price of greatness. Every rep in the gym, every early morning, every cold shower, every awkward conversation you didn't want to have, every task you forced yourself to do when you didn't feel like it, that is what builds you. That is where the real transformation happens, not in comfort, not in applause, but in solitude, resistance, and hard, thankless effort. But you don't get taught that. No one in school tells you that success is painful. No one on social media shows you the grind behind the glamour. They just show you the cars, the vacations, the watches, and tell you you can have this too, as if it magically falls from the sky. But it doesn't. Every billionaire, champion, and leader earned their life through suffering that most of you would never dare to face. While others slept, they worked. While others relaxed, they built. While others hid in comfort, they chased pressure, and guess what? Pressure builds diamonds. Comfort builds cowards. Look at nature. The strongest trees are the ones that grew in the harshest conditions. Wind, storms, drought, that's what made them tough. That's what gave them deep roots. Meanwhile, the softest flowers die in the first frost. Which are you, the unshakable oak or the fragile daisy? If you're not uncomfortable, you're not alive, you're not learning, you're not leveling up. The real question isn't how do I feel today? It's did I do what needed to be done regardless of how I felt? You want to win? Good. Then you better start learning how to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Because the moment you embrace discomfort, the second you train your mind to associate pain with progress, you become dangerous. You stop folding under pressure. You stop needing motivation. You stop crying when life isn't fair. And instead, you get up, gear up, and go to war every day. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems, your routines, your habits, all of which are forged in the fire of discomfort. So if you're tired of being broke, weak, unnoticed, disrespected, you better stop chasing comfort and start chasing growth. Do the hard thing, take the cold shower, wake up early, skip the junk food, have the difficult conversation, work the extra hours, show up when no one else will. That's how men are made. The modern world has created millions of soft minds in strong bodies, men who look the part but don't think, act, or live like warriors. It's time to reverse that. You need to toughen your mindset. You need to seek adversity, not avoid it. Because what you fear, what makes you hesitate, is exactly where you need to go. It's Time to wake up from the lie. Comfort is the enemy, pain is the compass. When you feel resistance, lean in. When something terrifies you, pursue it. When you want to quit, keep going. Your power is forged in fire, so stop hiding in the shade. Step into the storm and earn your place in world. Your emotions are lying to you every single day. They tell you to stay in bed when you need to get up. They tell you to skip the gym when your body needs movement. They tell you to eat garbage when your goals require control. They whisper weakness, and if you listen long enough, you become weak. Most people walk through life controlled by their emotions like slaves on a leash. They think that their mood should dictate their actions. I don't feel like it becomes the excuse for every failure in their life, and then they wonder why nothing changes. They wonder why they're broke, invisible, unhealthy, and full of regret. Here's the truth that sets high performers apart. Discipline is king. Emotion is noise. Success doesn't care how you feel. The world doesn't hand out trophies to the most emotional. It rewards those who show up regardless of their emotional state. Champions operate on command, not convenience. You don't need to feel like doing something to do it. That's the child's mindset. That's emotional immaturity, letting every small wave of feeling crash your entire mission. You want to win, grow up. Do what needs to be done, no matter what's going on in your head. Discipline is the ability to make your decisions based on your values and goals, not your feelings in the moment. It means getting things done when it's hard, when it's boring, when no one is watching, especially then. The man who can act despite emotion becomes unstoppable because he becomes predictable, dependable, dangerous. You ever notice how the most emotional people are also the most unstable? Their life is chaos. Why? Because emotion is chaos. It changes moment by moment. One second you're motivated, the next you're doubting yourself. One day you feel like working out, the next day you feel lazy. If you ride that emotional roller coaster, you'll never move in a straight line. You'll spin in circles and call it effort. Discipline is the anchor. It holds you steady when the storm hits. And trust me, life is going to hit. You'll lose people. You'll lose motivation. You'll face failure. You'll feel pressure, self-doubt, pain, sadness, anger. That's life. And if your behavior collapses every time your emotions shift, then you will lose every time. There are two types of men in this world, the emotional man and the disciplined man. The emotional man waits to feel right. The disciplined man acts right. Which one are you? When it's cold outside and your bed is warm, discipline gets you up. When your friends are out partying and you've got work to do, discipline keeps you focused. When you feel like quitting, discipline whispers, do it anyway, and the more you obey that whisper, the more powerful you become. Understand this: discipline is a muscle. It grows when you use it. Every time you override your emotions with logic and action, that muscle gets stronger. You become more resilient, more focused, more capable of destroying obstacles. You no longer need motivation because you've built momentum. Most men wait. They wait for the mood to strike, for the stars to align, for life to hand them the perfect opportunity. They're weak. They are average. They'll stay that way until the day they die unless they decide that discipline matters more than how they feel. The disciplined man is rare because the world encourages softness. Take a mental health day. Do what feels good. Go easy on yourself. This is modern poison disguised as compassion. You don't get strong by being gentle with yourself every time life gets hard. You get strong by pushing through, by disciplining yourself to act when it's uncomfortable. Do you think soldiers wait until they feel like going to war? Do you think CEOs feel like working 14-hour days? Do you think fighters feel like taking punches during training? No, they do it because it must be done. They've trained their minds to respect purpose over preference. That's what separates the elite from the average. If you want to level up in life financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you need to stop worshiping your feelings and start submitting. Discipline, set a schedule, create rules, make promises to yourself and keep them even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because emotion tells you what you want now. Discipline tells you what you want most. Emotion gives you comfort. Discipline gives you power. Your life will never be built on how you feel. It will be built on what you do and what you do consistently. So stop waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect moment, the perfect mindset. It's not coming. What you need is already in you. You just need to command it. You either run your emotions or your emotions run your life. Choose discipline, choose strength, choose victory. Nobody cares why you didn't make it. Nobody. The world doesn't hand out rewards for effort without results. You can cry, complain, explain, justify, and blame everyone around you, but when it's all said and done, if you don't deliver, you don't matter. This might sound harsh, but it's the truth. And the faster you accept that truth, the faster you'll start acting like a man with purpose. You see, the average person builds their entire identity around excuses. I would have gone to the gym, but I was tired. I wanted to start that business, but the timing wasn't right. I could be successful too, but I didn't have support. Do you think any of that means anything in the real world? It doesn't. Success doesn't care about your background. Money doesn't care about your trauma. Opportunity doesn't care about your bad luck. And real people respect results, not your story. Everyone's got a story. Everyone's had it hard. Everyone has scars. The difference is that winners use their pain as fuel, while losers use it as a crutch. When you walk into a room, no one's asking about what you've been through. Look at what you've built, what you've achieved, what value you bring. That's the reality. The man who wins is the man who takes responsibility for everything, even the things outside of his control. He understands that nobody's coming to save him. He stops expecting sympathy and starts chasing victory. You think your boss cares why you were late. You think the market cares why you didn't invest 5 years ago. You think the gym cares that you were too busy to train. Of course not. The only thing that matters is whether you showed up and delivered. And if you didn't, someone else did. And they took what could have been yours. Excuses are nothing more than chains around your ankles. They keep you stuck. They give you just enough comfort to avoid the guilt of failure, but not enough truth to break free from mediocrity. And every time you use one, you reinforce your own weakness. You know what's rare? A man who owns his results, good or bad. A man who says, I failed because I wasn't good enough. I lost because I didn't train hard enough. I'm broke because I didn't act fast enough. That man is dangerous. Why? Because he's not living in denial. He's not waiting for someone else to fix him. He's taking responsibility, and that makes him powerful. Do you want to be respected? Then earn it. No one respects talkers. They respect doers. You can say you're working hard, but if your bank account, body, business, and habits don't show it, then you're lying. The world sees through that. People trust consistency, they admire competence, they follow excellence. That's the language of winners. Results are loud. They speak for you. You don't have to explain yourself when you're successful. Your success does it for you. So let me ask you, when someone looks at your life, what do they see? Do they see proof of discipline, hunger, ambition, and sacrifice? Or do they see comfort, laziness, weakness, and excuses dressed up as reasons? You say you want a better life. Good, then prove it. Wake up earlier, train harder, learn faster, invest smarter, speak less, do more, and most of all, stop justifying your failures. Learn from them and move forward. Excuses might make you feel better today, but they destroy your future. Results might hurt to earn, but they build a legacy. You'll find that once you start getting results, everything changes. People listen more. They respect your time. They ask for your opinion. You stop being invisible and start being impactful. You stop being someone who talks about what they could have been and become someone who inspires others with what they've done. But it starts with one decision: to kill the excuse-making voice in your head, to stop blaming your circumstances and start owning your outcome. You've got 24 hours today, just like every millionaire, champion, and legend you admire. The only difference is what you choose to do with them. The man who gets results doesn't always enjoy what he's doing, but he does it anyway. He treats his goals like oxygen. He doesn't need motivation. He needs progress. So the next time your mind starts creating excuses, remember this: excuses are for the weak. Results are for the respected. Be the man who delivers. Be the man who earns respect through action. Be the man they can't ignore. Because at the end of the day, when you look in the mirror, there's only one question that matters. Did you do what needed to be done, or did you hide behind another excuse? Choose wisely, because the world will only remember what you built, not what you almost built. Every single day you are evolving one way or the other. You are never staying the same. That is the greatest illusion people live under. This lie that You can somehow pause a life, stay where you are, coast for a bit, and then level up when you're ready, but life doesn't work that way. Time moves forward with or without you, and while you're standing still, someone else is moving ahead. That means, by definition, you're falling behind. You are either getting stronger mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, or you're getting weaker. There's no neutral ground, no middle option, no safe zone to wait in. Every decision you make, every action you take, every thought you allow to sit in your mind, it's either building you or breaking you. The man who doesn't train is becoming slower, fatter, and more fragile. The man who doesn't learn is becoming more ignorant by the hour. The man who doesn't work on his goals is falling further behind the one who does. You want to believe you're maintaining, but that's not reality. Nature doesn't reward neutrality, muscles atrophy without tension, skills fade without practice, relationships die without effort, and mindsets rot without challenge. You don't stay sharp by accident, you stay sharp by showing up, but people lie to themselves. They say things like, "I'm taking a break," or "I'll get back on track soon," or "I've just been busy." No, what you've been is weak, and weakness compounds faster than you think. Skip the gym for a week and your body starts slipping. Skip one day of focused work and suddenly you're 2 days behind. Let negative thoughts fester, and before you know it, your confidence is shot. You either build the habit of strength or you build the habit of decline. And the scary part, most people don't even notice they're getting weaker until it's too late. They think they're fine because nothing is on fire, but everything is quietly falling apart, slowly, silently. Let me make it simple. Growth is effort, and effort, repeated daily, turns into strength. You become mentally strong by pushing yourself to think when you're tired, by reading, solving problems, questioning everything, learning relentlessly. You become physically strong by moving your body when it hurts, lifting, sweating, struggling again and again. You become emotionally strong by facing discomfort, having hard conversations, controlling your reactions, leading with logic. You become financially strong by choosing investment over indulgence. Productivity over pleasure. There is no magic, no shortcut, no secret sauce, just a simple truth. If you are not pushing yourself, you are being pulled backward. The world doesn't reward average anymore. It barely notices it. You have to be sharper, tougher, faster, smarter every single day. If you're not improving, you are declining. If you're not training, you're getting lazy. If you're not thinking, you're becoming dull. If you're not building, you're crumbling. The high performers understand this. That's why they're obsessed. They don't skip. They don't slack. They don't take it easy. Because they know that even one step backward is dangerous. One step backward today becomes two tomorrow. Momentum works both ways, up and down. This isn't about being extreme, it's about being intentional. You don't have to change the whole world in one day. You just have to do something that makes you stronger every day. One more rep, one more chapter, one more cold shower, one more hour of deep work, one more honest conversation, one more day of discipline. These things add up. They compound. That's how strength is built, not in dramatic, life-changing events, but in small, consistent victories that most men are too soft to commit to. You think you're staying the same? Go look in the mirror. Are you leaner, sharper, richer, more focused, or have you gotten slower, softer, more distracted? The truth is right in front of you. You just have to be brave enough to face it. Your habits are either constructing a warrior or they're killing one. So stop acting like you've got time to waste, because every second you aren't building strength, weakness is taking its place. You only get one shot at this life, and how you spend your days, how you invest your energy is shaping who you become. You're either building the man you admire, or you're becoming the man you'll regret. Make the right choice every day, every hour, every moment, because this is war. And in war, you're either training to win or preparing to lose. There is no in between. You weren't born to sit on a couch and scroll your life away. You weren't built for ease, softness, and safety. You were built for struggle, for hardship, for war. You were created to endure pressure, to carry weight, to take hits and keep going. That's how real men are made, not through comfort but through chaos, adversity, and resistance. Society has lied to you. It told you to avoid pain, to chase pleasure, to live for weekends and dopamine. It sold you this fantasy that life should be easy, fair, and gentle. But comfort weakens the mind, it softens the soul, it steals your edge, and in the real world, The world of competition, power, dominance, and results, soft men get crushed. You don't become great by being comfortable. You become great by being tested, by walking into fire and coming out harder, by getting knocked down, humiliated, doubted, betrayed, and showing up again with fire in your eyes. Struggle builds you. Every setback sharpens you. Every rejection makes you hungrier. Every failure teaches you how to fight smarter. That's why most men never reach their potential, because they avoid the very thing that would unlock it: pain. They want the muscles without the soreness, money without the grind, the respect without the discipline, the success without the sacrifice. But it doesn't work that way. It never has. Everything that makes you strong mentally, physically, emotionally is forged through resistance. Just like steel in the furnace, you strip away the weakness layer by layer in the heat of discomfort. You think the gym is about building a body. It's not. It's about building a mindset. It's about choosing to suffer on purpose every day, because deep down you know that a man who suffers by choice becomes immune to the suffering of life. You know who's dangerous: the man who's been through hell and kept going. The man who's lost, failed, been broken, and came back stronger. The man who's not afraid of struggle, because he's made struggle his training ground. And then there's the other kind, the soft man. The man who's never been tested, the man who crumbles when things get hard, the man who lives for comfort and dies in quiet misery. That man is everywhere now, safe, passive, obedient, addicted to screens, sugar, validation, controlled by fear, avoiding responsibility, always blaming others, always needing help, always waiting for someone to fix his life. That's not who you were meant to be. You were meant to lead, to dominate, to protect, to build, but none of that is possible without hardship. Want to be respected, suffer more. Want to be disciplined, suffer more. Want to be successful, suffer more. Become the man you admire. Walk straight into the fire and don't flinch. When you embrace struggle, when you stop running from it, everything changes. You stop panicking, you stop complaining, you stop expecting life to be fair, and you start adapting. You start growing, you start evolving into the kind of man who thrives under pressure, because that's where he was built. You don't need life to get easier. You need to get stronger. You don't need people to understand your struggle. You need to rise above it. You don't need more comfort. You need more challenge, because challenge reveals who you really are. It exposes the parts of you that are soft, lazy, scared, and fake. It shows you exactly what needs to be destroyed and what needs to be rebuilt. You want to be a new man, then you need to be broken first. Just like a sword is beaten and shaped over and over before it's ever ready for battle. So don't run from pain. Don't avoid discomfort. Don't cry when life gets hard. That's the point. That's the gift. Struggle is life's way of toughening you up, testing your will, separating the boys from the men, the pretenders from the killers, the talkers from the doers. Every time you're tempted to quit, remember this: you're not being punished, you're being sharpened. You're not a victim, you're in training. You're not weak, you're just unfinished. And the only way to finish the job is to keep going, keep struggling, keep climbing, keep suffering, until there's nothing left in you that breaks under pressure. Men are not born, they are built, and the tool that builds them is pain. So if your life is hard right now, good. If you're struggling right now, perfect. If you feel like the world is against you, embrace it, because that's the exact pressure required to turn you into something unshakable. And when it's all said and done, when the soft men fall and the real men rise, you'll be grateful for every ounce of struggle you endured. That's what makes you a man. That's what makes you elite, and that's why you will win. So now you understand. The world isn't broken. You are. You've been lied to. You've been coddled. You've been told that softness is virtue, that comfort is the goal, that emotion is leadership, that excuses are acceptable, and that struggle is optional. But the truth is simple. If you want to rise, if you want to win, you have to kill the softness inside you. You have to stop whining, stop waiting, stop needing, and start doing. Every second you spend being comfortable is a second you're not improving. Every time you give in to emotion, you betray your mission. Every excuse you make is a shovel digging your own grave. Every day you stay the same, you're actually getting worse. And every time you avoid struggle, you reject the very process that makes you powerful. This world doesn't care about your potential, only your performance. It doesn't care how hard your life is, only what you build out of it. You will not be remembered for your story, your feelings, or your intentions. You will be remembered for your results. So what are you waiting for? This life is war. You're either becoming stronger or you're becoming weaker. You're either growing or you're dying. There's no neutral, no pause button, no comfort zone that saves you. You are not put here to live soft. You are not made to be average. You were born to fight, to struggle, to build, to conquer. So stop being soft. Start living like a savage with discipline. Lead with action. Earn your respect. Earn your strength. Earn your legacy. And when the world looks at you, let it see the result of a man who refused to break. Not because life was easy, but because he was hard enough to face it. Now go out and become him, because nobody's coming to do it for you.